Welcome back to Anglin Motorsports. I'm Craig. Today we got a special story, special unique story, something that's been going on now for about 6 or 7 years. Don't really know the time frame, but my wife and I, for Christmas one year, we were trying to think what we could do for our two boys for their Christmas present, and well, we decided, hey, we don't really want them operating big boats at, I think around that time it was around 11 and 13. I mean, we obviously have let them drive boats, but under the supervision as we were with them. But we decided, they could probably handle a smaller boat, like a canoe or a gunu. A gunu is like a canoe with a little engine, or perhaps even a John boat with a smaller outboard engine. And well, we had been there in Alabama at a property there at David's house, and he had an old, I believe, a Alumacraft aluminum boat, 14 foot, no engine, just paddles. He has a little pond, and they just had a ball out there on that. So it gave us the idea, why don't we look into that? And I said, sure, I'll be able to find one, no problem. Well, I'm not going to say it was a problem, but it was about a 6 or 7 year quest, looking on Facebook Marketplace incessantly for this boat. And well, I finally found it. And I can't wait to show it to you. Behind me here is the Corvette that we've seen in our earlier videos, and we have a little cover on it, and you'll see that later, why we have the cover on it, but that's coming soon. I've ordered some parts for it. That's what's taking a little extra time before we can actually kind of crack it open and see what we need to do to it, especially the gas in it. I don't really want to run the gas that's in the tank through the system, of course. So I'm gonna get a new fuel pump sending unit that's on the way. We've obviously got a battery, and there'll be a few other things, spark plugs and things like that. So that's slightly on hold, just waiting on some parts, and then we're gonna have a lot of fun getting into this 1990 C4 Corvette. But right now, I want to show you this kind of 6 year quest to get a John boat. Okay, so here it is, guys. The 19, don't know what year, Myers 14 foot aluminum V-hull John boat. Have a look at that. Isn't that cool? Now, it's very important to understand that trying to find that is a lot difficult than it seems to be. Of course, you need to worry about holes in the aluminum. You need to worry about the transom. Does it have a boat motor or not? Is it prepared to fish? Is it got a title? There's so many things that go into it, and then of course price. I didn't want to break the bank buying a John boat, some, like, say, Bass Pro Shop or your local boat guy. I wanted to find an older boat, especially a V-hull. I think they're a little bit more stable in the water sometimes, especially a guy my size. But that's a lot of things went into looking in to try and find this. And of course, Marketplace is a good place to find them, but when the good ones show up, they're gone. And so if you're not on it all the time, you're gonna miss. And I've missed quite a few times. In fact, I just missed one the other week. There was a steel, had a 9.9 mercury on the back of it, had seats, little fish finder, all the fixings, life jackets, anchor, you name it, it was kind of ready to go. And the old guy only wanted 1,500 bucks for it, and he'd probably taken a little less, but it was only on Facebook for less than an hour. And when I called, it had been on there for over a month because he hasn't figured out how to turn off it's sold. So it was kind of deflating when that came to fruition. So anyway, finally found one the other day, and literally just down the road from where I was, so it just worked out really well. And let's take a walk around and see what we got here. Okay, so here we go. We'll start at the front. As you can see, this is the tongue of the trailer. It's a little kind of canted there. We're probably going to have to replace that part. A couple bolts here, pull this off, and put just the new one on the front. We did have quite the challenge getting this on the Jeep the other day. The under part of it was really rusted up. Had to hit it with a bunch of PB Blaster in order to get it kind of lubered up in order to get on. Okay, so the winch here, you know, you can see it's growing some rust. It's got a metal cable on it, but funny enough, this is actually working in pretty good shape. I mean, these are very simple things as long as they're not rusted shut. So I'm not sure. I may just try and hit it with a grinder and put some primer on it, and maybe replace the cable or just lube it up real good with some oil, you know, that kind of thing. So going along, the trailer's got rollers all up underneath it. As you can see down through there, they have rollers on there. And then this part here, the cabling was fried. So this has got to go. And so what I did was I bought from Walmart, a temporary one. I just taped it on here all the way back, and that's right there, and on the other side is the magnetic brake lights and turn signals. So coming along and down the boat, as you can see, here we are in the interior. It used to have a seat right there, and it will have again a seat right there. The middles, I'm probably going to put some sort of laminate spongy type of thing so you don't sit down on a boiling hot aluminum seat. Here in the back also had a seat, and that will replace that. So this is the Myers aluminum 14 foot. It's got a little pinstriping on it. Pretty good shape for the most part. This is a Highlander trailer. Now I had to go to Walmart and buy 2 new tires. They're about $100 a piece. It's a 5 lug. This is a 4.80 by 12. It's kind of a standard trailer tire, either 5 lug or a 4 lug, and this one's 5. Here in the hub, we're also probably going to need to hit it with some grease. I didn't do that to drive it home because it's only a couple of miles that we needed to go, but that'll need some grease in those hubs as it's been sitting. So coming on around the outside, there's the beautiful graphics, a little light blue and blue Myers graphics. And then coming on around, the guy was nice enough to put some new wood here on the bunk side, or on the one bunk. It had rotted out completely. As you can see here, this one's in really bad shape. But the wood itself isn't too bad. So he allowed that to, or he left that not to worry about it for himself as he was selling it to me. Coming on around the outside, you'll see this what looks to be like a threshold from a doorway. Well, that's what it is. Somebody took some aluminum, both sides, and they bolted it on to the boat, and I believe their whole intent was to put a trolling motor here, just a little electric trolling motor, so they didn't have to use the outboard to get around in fishing. Coming on around, there's the other wheel that we purchased, and then coming on up, you'll notice here, these are where you put the oars. Back in the day, you could hook oars on there and row this boat as well. So that's that. But you'll see there's no dents, nothing going wrong. It looks like the last time it was licensed was 02 of 17 right here in Florida. So it's fixing to get a 25 sticker on it here soon, and she'll be legal to get back in the water. Now, there's a pretty big issue that we got to deal with here. Because we do motorsports, I was up for the challenge. Normally, I probably wouldn't have done that, but since we've started the channel, things have gotten a little bit more interesting when it comes to motors. Okay, so that motor right there, that Johnson 1985 motor, 9.9 horse, is frozen solid. And it's probably been that way for 2 or 3 years. The guy I bought it from, he inherited this boat from a family that had passed away. He said he cranked it one time. He never went fishing in the boat. He's not a fisherman. So it's really just been sitting in his yard for quite some time. And so for that reason, and that reason only, he threw the motor in. It was laying in his backyard. I actually just caught sight of it when we were buying it, looking it over, and I was like, hey, what is that? And he goes, it's a piece of junk. I just need to throw it away. And I go, whoa, if you don't mind, can we throw that in the boat? And I'll throw it away for you if I can't make something happen out of it. And he's like, no problem. So lucky for me, I was able to get a hold of the engine along with the deal. Trailer, boat, engine. However, this boat motor is, got its issues. That's the thing, and it's kind of crunchy. Also, we could take a peek down here. This opens up the deal here, and just take a quick peek. So this is the starter unit, and that engages the flywheel that spins when you pull the rope, which right now the rope will not pull at all. The buttons are actually kind of crusty and hard. I believe your idle set here. This is where your gas tank goes right there. It comes around here, and you have this is your ignition. There's your 2 spark plugs. These guys aren't even plugged up. Let's get those on. All right, coming on around here, that's your gas, your fuel pump, and there's your carburetor in there. So not a whole lot to that. And then of course it goes down to your lower foot, and then this is the guy that doesn't want to do anything. Yeah, so this is your forward, neutral, reverse. So this is the manual transmission, and of course no battery needed. Also, you can tell here the transom is going to need to be replaced, the wood behind the metal. So a couple of looks like 3/4 pieces of wood cut. We'll just pull these bolts out and restore that. So it shouldn't be too much to do there. But that's it, guys. That's what we got to work with, and we're going to get started here in just a few minutes. We're going to get some Marble Mystery Oil in the cylinder so it can soak, and so let's get started. All right, here we go. Get this guy out of here and see. Oh boy. You see that? A little bit of crud, milky stuff. I'll try and get that as close as I can. I don't know if it's focusing, but that's kind of nasty. Yeah. Let's take the other one out. Let's see this one. Oh, red stuff. That might mean rust. Really milky. Kind of tells me there's water somewhere living down there. Let's see if I can get you a shot of that. As close as I can get you in there. Yeah, can't really see down in there too much, but I can see some crud living back there on that wall. So, well, let's squirt some good stuff in there. Okay, so here's what we got. If you've not seen this stuff, folks, this is kind of the magic. That's why they call it Marble, and it's mystery oil. Marble mystery oil. It will, if it can, it'll go in there. I'll let it sit for 24, 36 hours inside the heads there, and hopefully it'll seep down over the rings and kind of give them a reason to move again. And then we'll take a head bolt, we'll put it up here on top of the flywheel, and we'll start wiggling that back and forth and hopefully get those pistons where they'll slide again. So we're going to put a little bit of this in each of the cylinders, and going to let it soak. So let's get some in there. Okay, now let's get this guy open. There. Get your little funnel. Stick it right there in the little hole. And it's starting to seep out. Hey. Well, that went everywhere. We'll plug that up best we can after it made a big mess. Get a little bit in there, but you know, when it goes in there, it makes a mess. All right, let's go for the next hole. See how much more of a mess we can make right now. We'll put maybe not as much, maybe like that much. Yeah, I'll get that plugged up in there. I think I'll add a little bit more actually. It didn't come flooding out, and I really want these cylinders to have plenty of soaking time. There's a little bit more. Thirsty. Plug that up, yep. There it goes everywhere. Let me get this in here best I can, as quick as I can. There we go. All right, that puts all right. Well, now what we'll do is we'll put that on the clock for about 24, 36 hours, and in the meantime we'll also offer it some good hope that it gets it sorted out. Put that back on and protect it from any other elements for the time being, and yeah, we'll be back and check it out. For you guys, it's going to be that quick. For me, the sun may go up and down one more time, but anyway, she's baking, and we're hoping to bring this old 1985 Johnson back to life. All right, here we go. All right, next, let's see. Remember, we put some Marble Mystery Oil in here, and now I'm going to give it a look and see if we've made any progress. If not, I'll probably let it keep soaking. So, yeah, you got a little flip down switch right down here, and that unlocks it. That lid just flips off the top like that. And we still have the spark plugs in there. That's holding the oil in that I put it. And so the idea is to take a wrench and put it on this nut right up here, and we're gonna, let's get the right socket. I believe it's this guy right here. That's it. So that's a 7/8 socket, and we're just going to give it a couple of turns and see if she's breaking loose. And it's probably going to move that way. Yeah, so not even a little bit. Yeah, that guy is happy to be locked up. There is no nothing, not even a little bit, guys. Yeah, this is. Let me bring you a little closer so you see what I'm working on here. So I think I got you organized. You can see this bolt right here. And what's going to have to happen is this guy's got to move freely. It's got to spin. And that means the pistons have to move, and they're right now stuck down there in those cylinder walls, probably from water and rust. It's not very happy. This is a bad sign. This could be my new anchor. I hope not. I really would like to see this run again. Yeah. So, not sure what we're going to do next. This is a conundrum because it's a little out of my league. I mean, I know what to do, but I've already done what I knew how to do. So it looks like back to YouTube University for me on this guy, just to see if, you know, if I bring the flywheel off and get down a little deeper, do I take some of the ignition stuff out of it? I'm pretty sure that this is the fuel pump, and I guarantee you that probably is all gummed up. These hoses are really, really, really hard, so I don't know if those are going to need to be replaced as well. I mean, really, it would be big news if I was able to get this to turn. And so when I was putting the Marble Mystery Oil in yesterday, I kind of thought, well, I mean, is it going down on the pistons? Because, you know, these guys are pretty simple engines. There's not a lot going on here, but I don't know where the piston sits in relation to where I poured it in. Is it getting to where it needs to be to actually lubricate the areas? Because a lot of times what I understand happens is these water pumps go bad, and then it heats up, and then the rings heat up, and then by doing all that, it seizes the engine if you don't get the water pump changed in time. And then, of course, if you overheat it and then park it and then let it sit for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, then it's guaranteed to be water, oil, rust. Yeah, that's probably what we got going on here. Probably in those cylinder walls, the rings and everything have probably made a nice home for themselves. So it's going to take a challenge, and I just don't know if my lubrication is getting to where I want it. So going to do a little bit more research on that. In the end, I'm going to leave the Marble Mystery Oil in it for the moment, and then I'll come back and get you know, some more information on that. In the meantime, what I've done is I've bought some seats for the two of the benches, and they bought some bases that are swivels, so I'm going to show you those here pretty soon. And then also I'm going to take the power washer. I'm going to power wash this joker out real nice and clean, because it's got some old you know, springtime came by and dropped a bunch of furries and a bunch of leaves and a bunch of junk in it, and it's water set in it where it was where I bought it, and so it needs a good cleaning. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I may take on a spray paint job in the interior, maybe gray. Right now it's kind of a maybe a sand army type tan, I don't know, and maybe I'll give that a little, you know, to get it looking a little bit better, some of the scratches. I mean, it's going to be a kick around anyway, so I don't really need to, you know, have a showroom paint job, but you got to get that done. And there's a few other things. I did find the manufacturer. So Meyer, this is a 1985, actually manufactured in December of 1984. Christmas time. I was a senior in high school. Anyway, this wasn't doing very good either, by the way. Yeah, probably D's get degrees, is that what they say? Or C's get degrees, I don't know. Anyway, nonetheless, 1984, December is when it was built, so it's an 85 model. And there's a couple of things that I'm going to need to do to it. I did order from the parts, from the company who's still in business to this day, a drain plug that goes in the bottom. It's a special one. It's only a 5/8 hole, so they have to shape them down, so you have to get them from them. And then a few other things I'm going to do is change out the wood in the transom. It's kind of rotten, and this guy hanging on there, it's pretty sturdy. Probably would be all right, but we're going to make it all right, if you know what I'm saying. And then a few other things I'm going to do to the trailer. I'm going to add some brake lights, some new wiring and things like that. I think we already talked about that. Anyway, so let me get after that. Moving on to the next thing, and we're going to let this baby just keep doing her thing for a little bit longer. All right. Okay, so while that's soaking back there, probably for the next, I don't know how long, I'm going to work up at the front of the boat again on a different project. So ran down to Wally World and got myself something that's really going to help me out here. Currently, this boat has no jack stand on it. Right now what it's got is a concrete stand. That's not sufficient because I had to pick it up, push it around, whatever. The boat's not that heavy, about 150 pounds, but after a few minutes, you know, it's like, all right, that's enough of that. So yeah, so I ran out to Wally World and didn't want to go break the bank and bought myself the swing down trailer jack by Smart, and it's 1,000 pound capacity, and it has a little jack with the wheel on it. My best friend. So let's look at the components that come with this, and then we'll put it on there. This one fits up to a 3-inch piece of metal, which that's what that is right there. It's a 3-inch piece of square metal. And so in the package, of course, you get the jack stand, and this is where the wheel's going to go. This is where there'll be a black handle here. This cranks it up and down. This releases it to swivel, and it's going to go about right there. And that's going to really be super helpful when it's time to move it around. It comes packaged with a bunch of nuts and bolts, and there's the black handle. And here's the best friend. This is when you don't have a friend, and this one's always ready to work for the most part. Get it in some sugar sand, maybe not. But anyway, here is something that us do, undo, and redo guys never look at. I call them the destructions. So it tells you how to put the handle on, the wheel on. Of course, come on, I mean, that's not that hard. And a couple of brackets and a few things that you need to put on. And yeah, okay, so we read them. We're going to call that a win for humanity. Okay, so let me get out the hardware here, tear into it. It's always fun to tear into it. You're going to have one there, one there, and 4 bolts to go in there, and another bolt, and there's another bolt. This is the handle bolt. So yeah, these just come off there. It's got a little key. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of shaved off on both sides. And that is going to slip right here into the handle part. See how it's kind of square? So it goes in there just like that. Yeah, so put the washer on. It's a lock washer, so it helps us screw to, and it also has, see that little blue thing? That's kind of like a little washer inside. So once it goes on, it stays. So the vibration of going down the road or whatever you're doing doesn't mess you up. So yeah, we're gonna need to maybe I should look in the instructions. silly idea. We're gonna move on to the wheel. Yeah, there we go. Always a way out when you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this bolt, same thing with this guy. It's got a little blue deal on it, and it's gonna go right through this wheel. See if I can hold it up for you guys. Pretty simple stuff here. Not really rocket scientists, but you know, hey, there could be some people out there who's never done this before, like me. I mean, come on, who's not put a bolt on before? So yeah, we're still gonna have to tighten these up. We'll have to clamp it on one side and use the ratchet thingy to get that on a little tighter, but we'll keep moving to make things look good. But you see how it's starting to come together? Got a crank and a deal, and now it's time to put the brackets on over here. Okay, so now you're on the other side. You ought to be able to see a little better. I am going to get these guys ready. So take that off, screw that off, and remove the deal like that. So these guys go in like this, and then we'll technically go like this, but it's kind of cumbersome when you're doing it by yourself. You just have to plan a little bit, and then probably plan a little bit more, and then get frustrated, and then throw something, and then, you know, and calm down from all the fuss, and then come back a little bit later and feel so much better. Probably pray. I should probably pray now. Dear Jesus, if I could just have calm, working, serene situation here, and help me get these bolts on this thing, so my audience is entertained and not see me fly off the handle. Amen. It's that easy, guys. It's all you really have to do. Oh Lord. Yeah, you first of all see, mistake one has already been made. Goes that way, guys. Just like that. And now I'm starting to be suspect a little bit. I'm looking here. So what I've got is 4 holes and 1 at the end. So if you could probably guess what that means is, if you could think about it, what it's trying to tell me is how thick is, ouch. Okay, let me show you. Going down a little more, there where you're supposed to be. So the top bolt will go like this, right? So the next bolt, I'm gonna steal this one to show you. The next bolt goes where it immediately fits. Let me see where it goes. I think it's that one, yeah. So it's gonna be second hole. second hole makes a perfect fit around the square angular metal. That's why, in case you had more metal, you would move this bolt to make it wider, or you have an option to make it thinner. Sometimes there's 2-inch angle or square pipe. So we're going here just like this. Okay, so that's one, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy ready. So when you're working by yourself, you, like I said, you better plan, or you're gonna be fighting the elements, because this thing's a little heavy. Not bad, but just kind of cumbersome. It wants to fight against the trying to do it wrong again. Just doesn't take much to make a mistake when you're talking, trying to work the camera. And there's that. So now the fun part is to stay. Thank you. Get this aligned so it is perpendicular and the holes match up. And so my first hole goes right there. I'm going to just try and hold still while I balance this. All right, that's one end, folks. Okay, whoop, yeah, see, they're already starting to play with my mind. Get the next one through. Nope, not that one, guys. Gotta come up one. There it is. Perfect. Okay. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing on this side, but I think you can almost imagine once I get that guy started. Look at that. So this is going to be my first couple of bolts are going to be on so that I can kind of snug them up with my fingers, and you know, that'll just give me a little bit of stability. It's like having maybe a little bit of another hand. See what I mean? See how it's kind of trying to slip, and then I'll just get my guy that decided to take a break. Now then that I have it like this, I'll use my foot, and I'm going to do a little different this time. I'm going to go like that. This guy, that guy, and I went on fast. Then, where is it? Where is it? Blind, blind, come on. Bingo, bango, let me feel. Yeah, I did it blind. It's so satisfying when you do something kind of like you knew where to go. Now that I have it here, I kind of want to take advantage of as much space that way as possible. So I'm going to kind of loosen just a little bit, and hopefully, well, maybe not. You know, the plan always wants to fight. You just got to fight back. Again, this is metal. Metal doesn't have a brain. We have the brain, and we are going to take control. Yeah. I'm feeling like the handle that I put on is backwards. So I'm just going to take a quick look. Let me grab you guys over here real quick. Okay, so over here on the handle, I'm gonna go with Move you over a little bit, you don't mind? Okay, good. Another handle goes out here. The big problem is, if you can kind of see, sorry, excuse me, this is not really a bolt. It's kind of more like a pin. It has nothing to stop it. And then when you look inside here, if you can see that, I don't know if I can give you a shot, maybe. Down in there, there's nothing to stop it. So when it's in there, it just slips and slides. So in order for it to have rigidity, those little flat sides I talked about before, that's what's going to stop it from spinning when I'm trying to tighten it. So it kind of goes right there. So, yeah, it's kind of a unique design. So that guy goes in there, that guy goes right there, and then we put that on the thing, we fight, we drop, we do, undo. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Nobody's watching, okay, because this is going to get good. Bauer, they're high impact. It's probably more than I need, but I really didn't want to walk way back over there. And it just happened to be right here. So, let's see if we can make this do the trick. It's an 11/16 bolt. If I could just get it on there, look at that. Coming in. And ugga-dug. And guess what? Magic in the making. Thank you, Bauer. Harbor Freight. So next is the bolts that we so graciously put in, and we're going to give them a few ugga-duggas and see if we can't get this thing to up and downer. Okay, let me move you so you can watch the ugga-dugging. Okay, guys, first ugga-dugga. Put it on there. I was scared of that. It's got a problem. We're spinning on the other side. So that's going to require me to get a wrench. I'll be right back. Okay, game on, fellas. Let's hope this is the right way. We'll see. Nope. There we go. You kind of want to do this a little bit in the star pattern. Keep it from slipping, or keep it from getting, there we go. I think that's on, yeah. It's on. Keep it from getting cattywampus. Oh yeah, it's making that racky, that ugga-dugga sound. Beauty, beauty. Listen to that. Okay. The good news is, I think that worked. Let's give it a couple of twists and see if she rises up on that wheel. See how I've got it with my foot going down. Wiggle, wiggle, huh? Sorry. Oh, you know what? We have one more bolt to ugga-dugga. Let me get that real quick. That one. So, this guy and this guy are friends. Oh, you're bigger. You're bigger. You're bigger. They're bigger. Okay. 7/16. Not gonna party. Gotta go for the bigger boys. Be right back. And we're back. 3/4. Let's see if that's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy. Okay. You know, sometimes you just gotta wait your turn, not get excited, and that's it. And then get down here and do the thing again. That's right. Whoopsie. Not too far. Okay. Those guys are where they ought to be. Now, we'll just send it to the ground. And we're about to have the maiden lift. I'll show you what I mean. Watch the brick. And off the brick we are. Okay. Let me set you up over there and I'll show you the first time that I move it on its new ped. Okay. Got that. Get the brick out of the way. Look at that. Ooh, it's cattywampus. Okay, so now to move it, you just push it around on that guy. Well, folks, oh look, I have some friends that slipped up on me. Didn't even see them. Have a look at these guys. Sandhill cranes. And two of them, him and her. And they just come walking around. Let me tell you something. The sandhill crane, they weren't a sandhill crane when I was living here, when I was a little kid in Florida. No sandhill cranes. Now, sandhill cranes everywhere. In fact, there's signs that say slow down for sandhill cranes. You know, and of course, they end up getting run over, especially the babies. Sad. And they're kind of a member of like the, not really the ostrich, but the ostrich has red meat like a cow, like a steak. And so do those guys. And I hear they're good to eat. Now, you want to pay a big fine, you try and eat one. It ain't gonna happen. It's not good. So don't go killing the sandhill cranes. They make a loud noise too, but they're graceful, they're cool, they're hanging out with us. But yeah, they have red meat. They're not like chicken. Okay, so this is a problem. Do, undo, redo. Yeah, I can tell right away that I put it too far back on the tongue. Now, I was trying to find a place that didn't have any interference, so I didn't have to do more work. But you know how that goes. You try and cut a corner, and it's going to cut back. 9 times out of 10, it's going to get you. It's going to get you. You hear me? I know all you that do it. You cut corners. Yeah, that's what Sawyer says.
Just do, undo, and then redo.
Do like you think you know what you're doing. Then when you find out, you undo, right? Like you find out, oh, I wasn't that smart. And then you get to redo it again. And then that time is where you soak up all the intelligence, because then you'll end up with somebody else trying to do it and you go, hey, oh, hold on there, fella. You're doing it wrong. Stop. Listen to somebody who knows how. Listen to somebody, blah, blah, blah. You've heard it all. Okay, look. The tongue and the jack are too far apart. Let me show you. Let me get you a little closer. Going down, way down. It needs to be right here, up at the front. Yeah, that gives it stability. But you see this? See this bump in the road? These other bolts? All this other stuff going on? That's why I thought it was in the way. So now I get to do it again. It's okay. I prayed about it. I got serenity. Jesus done came in and said, whoa, you're having fun. This is fun. Okay, so trailer jack move project still happening. Let me get after it. The undo part, so much fun. Oh yeah, and probably the way it sounds right now is this is normally what happens in the undo part. I don't know why I'm laughing, because right now I'm literally at the boilover part, you know, kind of in your mind. This is where, you know, frustration has just got me where I don't want to be. But yeah, you got that right. The 1.5 amp hour battery, yeah, she's finished. Yep, not a lick of life left in it. So I gotta go find another battery. I think I have one, I'm not sure, but I'll be right back, or not. Maybe it'll get dark and that'll be that for today. We'll see. You'll be able to know if I got the same shirt on next time. Yeah. Okay, here we go. The undo continues. Look at that baby. A freshie. Thank you to my wife who put this on charge. Okay, now back to the undo as we continue moving the jack forward. Ooh, she's hot. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Oh, and the plot almost thickened. Hold on just a second. Quick break in the action, just to give you a quick heads up. It could have been, ay, is what I'm saying. So do you remember when I cranked it up on the wheel? Yeah, and it lifted off the brick. Yeah, the brick. Well, old Craigie here damn near forgot. So hold on. Okay. She's back. She's back. And see that big gap? Well, that wasn't there a second ago when I was taking the bolts off. And guess what that would have caused? Kaplunk on the ground, kaplunk in the back, maybe bent my bolts. Whole bunch of mess in the undo portion. Okay, so now I'm gonna lower it. Look at that baby coming down. Oh, I'm gonna move it out this way a little bit because I want some space to work with it on there. Yep, right there. Put it down. And there it is. Living La Vida Local on the brick. Woo, that was close. That could have been catastrophic, folks. That would have sent me probably over the top. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, back to the action. All right, here we are again in the undo portion, in the wild. Nothing is wrong here, folks. This is just like we planned. Just like we thought. And I'm going to have a party pulling them off. Just back to the beginning where we started. Okay. All right. Still commencing undo. Oh Lord, things are falling. It's crashing. It's falling apart. Yeah. Okay. Not a big deal. Now it's time to remeasure. They're falling everywhere. All right. Good enough. Let me move you guys up the way so I can continue. Ooh. How about right there? How's that look? All right, let's move the seat and get over here to try and figure out what we'll do. Not too shabby right here, maybe. Okay. Well, I see a problem in the making out there. These guys, those other bolts right here that I was scared of, them guys right there, kind of in the way. Yeah, they're kind of problematic now. Ow! Oh, that hurt. That wasn't fun. Let's see, if that goes there, it's not going to go there. It's not going to go there. It has to go there. Is there enough space up to here? Because this guy's coming off. Remember, we're trying to take that off and we're going to put a new one up there. So I think I'm going to have to take out one of these bolts. Yeah, that's what it's looking like, because I'm not going to have, I need to get it right there and there. Well, let's measure one more time. Now that the wheel's on it, it's a roly-poly guy, so I've added an extra bit of complexity. Yeah, so if it's here, if it's there, in there, shut up. Thank you. Yep, it overlaps. It overlaps. Well then, folks, this is where the stumbles harder than you want it to. Okay. All right, come here, you guys. I'm not real sure, but I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. Let me just slip it down. There we go. This monopod's pretty cool. So what I got here, have a look, are 3 bolts. 1, 2, and 3. I'm thinking that maybe the first one can come out, and these two can be strong enough to hold this bridge together, because there's another one back there. So if I take that guy out, then the bracket can go here and here, right on the other side of that bolt. So on this side, well, yeah, it would look like this, and it would go right there. All right, so I'm going to do a quick measurement with the wheel. All right, I'll leave you guys to watch, maybe from this vantage point. So if that was there, yeah, look at that. That's where she belongs. Okay, so that really means that this guy's got to come out. Now I'm kind of feeling kind of good about the fact that it's not gonna hurt the integrity of the trailer, because up here this is going to come off, and when I put the new one on, I don't know, you know, if it's going to sneak up this way a little bit. I don't know exactly the difference, but when we take those bolts out and pull this guy off the top and slap another one on there, I don't want to interfere with that when it comes down. So anyway, I'm going to take this bolt out now. So this is a 1/2-inch bolt. Get that on the old Ugga Dugga guy. Yep. Get this one over here. And let's take this bolt off. Oh wait, no sir, not that one. It's a half. It's a 1/2-inch. Like that. And just like that, bingo bango. It's going to require a little assistance, it looks like. Yep, more assistance needed. I'll be right back. Attitude adjuster. And this guy's got an attitude. Let's adjust it. Ouch. Ouchie. Well, never fun. So now we're going to have to get something to drive it out through here, Spike, hit, remove. You lose, I win. Humans are better than metal. That's okay. Stop gloating, because it'll probably come back to haunt you. All right, so now on to the redo portion of our tongue job here. Okay, so back with this guy. We said he's going to go right there. Let's get this temporary wiring jobby out of the way and bring in our party animal. Okay, we're just going to slip this on here just to kind of get the game going. You know the game here. You saw it earlier. It's just a holder. And going to do that again down there in that hole there, and go underneath. Wait, do we have issue? Oh, we do have an issue. She's bigger, folks. Now we get to go below, down lower. Yeah, the guy has more girth because it's a wraparound. I'll show you that in a minute. You'll understand what I mean. I think you already do. I think that's a kind of a easy one to understand. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Get your butt up here. Act like you know what you're doing. Yep. Okay, so now then we redo the front. Where's the bracket? The bracket. Okay, there's the bracket on there. Uh-oh, I see a problem. Where is my washer? What are you gonna do with it? Oh gosh. Don't put me back in redo. Where's the washer? Where is it? Come on. Come back. Folks, we have lost a vital friend in the melee of redo. Aha! And she's been recovered, and all is well in England Motorsports. land again. So we are what we call back in action. Action. Okay, the washer go on here, then this go on here. And once we get it on there, of course, you know, it's gonna be Ugga Dugga land again. So we gotta get this guy forward a little bit. The wheel was kind of holding us a little bit hostage. We're going that way as far as she'll go. Okay, it's there. Let's have a look. Over here, yeah, it's on that pipe. So, that's about it right there. I would move it with one little bump. That's hopefully going to be the drill. All right, so back to 3/4 land we go. Trying to move fast. I'm losing light out here. Back to get the happy off there. Get the 3/4 guy over here. Get on there. Other way, other way. And let's see. We've got some, yeah, tightening action. It's great. The redo side can be a lot of fun because you already kind of know what you did wrong the first time. Okay folks, quickly, the battery's dying. We got her on. The redo is complete. Now it's time to enjoy. So, we're gonna crank it as fast as possible. Get her up in the air. Hopefully it doesn't die on us as we're doing this. And look at that. Isn't that nice? We got it done.